I didn't leave a note. I didn't leave a message. I didn't even shut the door gently. I just walked out, not because I wanted to wound Lila, but because I knew if I stayed a moment longer, I'd shatter, and I didn't want her to see me crumble. Not after everything. I thought love could endure anything. I thought what we had was unbreakable. But I was wrong. It wasn't a catastrophe that ended us. It was a gradual decay of truthfulness. I saw it happening. Subtle shifts, delayed responses, hasty justifications, grins that never lit up her gaze. I dismissed it. I told myself she was merely drained, merely stressed, that we were weathering a stormy phase like every pair does. But beneath the surface, I knew. Then one evening it became unmistakable. I returned late from work, weary, spent, longing to melt into the woman I adored. Instead, I found Lila asleep on the sofa, her phone illuminated, messages still visible. She hadn't intended to leave it unsecured. I wish she had, because what I read altered everything. They weren't casual texts. They weren't banter or humor. They were recollections, schemes, whispers, phrases once kept from me, now exchanged with another. It wasn't physical, not yet, but it was deeper. It was heartfelt, personal, undeniable. I didn't confront her. I didn't yell. I didn't demand answers. I simply departed. I grabbed my bag, my keys, my fractured soul, and stepped out of our flat into the chilling night. I didn't glance back, and I vowed I never would. I rebooted, new town, new career, new digits. The initial days were a haze. Rest eluded me. Hunger vanished. Quiet became my constant companion. But I pushed to recover, pushed to advance. Not because I ceased caring, but because I valued myself enough to release her. I erased her everywhere, relocated, disappeared from the world we'd built. I refused to learn if she longed for me. I refused to question if she repented. Because if she did, she could have spoken, but she didn't. And that stillness, it revealed everything. So I convinced myself she'd move forward, that she discovered another, that she hadn't detected my absence. It was simpler that way, until she rapped on my door. A muted afternoon, overcast skies, rain drizzling. I sat by the window with a novel I wasn't absorbed in. Then 3 taps. I wasn't anticipating guests. No one ventured here. That was the essence of restarting. I opened the door nonchalantly and stiffened. It was Clara, drenched from rain, hair clinging to her face, eyes wide and shimmering with vulnerability. Time hadn't erased her. It had merely blurred her sharpness. She looked like a dimmed memory, still striking but shattered. My heart didn't pound. It didn't throb. It simply halted. She said my name gently, as if unsure I'd recognize it. I didn't speak. I didn't move. I didn't even know where else to go. You had countless places to go, she said. You just never chose me. I stayed mute. I let Clara in, not because I pardoned her, not because I yearned for her, but because I craved to grasp why. We sat across from each other, same space, universes apart. She scanned the room as though it were hallowed, as though it narrated the tale of who I'd grown into without her. It's peaceful, she murmured. I tipped my head. I never had the opportunity to clarify, Clara continued, and perhaps it's too late now. But I relived that night endlessly. I said nothing. I didn't care for him, she murmured. I didn't even admire him like that. I felt abandoned. I felt you drifting away and didn't know how to bridge the gap. I studied her, and for the first time, I didn't see the partner who deceived me. I saw the soul too terrified to utter a word, too frightened to shatter the quiet that had already splintered us. I tried to persuade myself I required no resolution. I finally said, "But your presence here confirms I still did." She nodded, eyes glistening. "I'm not here to plead. I just needed you to know I never ceased loving you. I just forgot how to prove it." She placed an item on the table, a faded photo of us, years younger, grinning, oblivious to the storm ahead. "I've kept this," she said, "even after you left, even when I merited forgetting." Tears swelled, but I swallowed them. I rose. "So, did she?" Our gazes locked one last time. "I don't resent you," I said, "but I can't return." She smiled wanly, a bruised, truthful smile. I know. Then she turned and vanished. This time, I observed her leave. I didn't intervene. To anyone hearing this now, if someone fractured your heart and returned with regrets, remember, resolution doesn't always arrive with reconciliation. Sometimes, it arrives with the courage to refuse, even when your soul whispers perhaps. If this tale resonated, leave a reflection. Let someone know they aren't isolated in this. Share it with those clinging to an unspoken farewell, because sometimes the goodbye you never uttered was a peace you sought all along.